The sun slowly rose over the horizon, painting a breathtaking scene across the Serengeti plains. A thin mist clung to the vast grasslands, casting an ethereal veil over the untamed land. Birds called out into the vast expanse, signaling the start of a new day. In the gentle morning light, a patrol vehicle rumbled along a dirt road. Behind the wheel sat Tabo, a young wildlife ranger whose eyes burned with passion. This was more than a job to him, it was a mission, a lifelong dream to protect and preserve the wildlife that roamed free across the African plains. Like every morning, he meticulously checked his vehicle before setting out, ensuring he had enough water, medical supplies, and emergency equipment. Once satisfied that everything was in place, he started the engine and began his journey. The patrol was peaceful, filled only with the sounds of nature. Tabo stopped occasionally to inspect animal tracks in the sand, listening closely to the whispers of the wild, feeling the heartbeat of this great land. But then, something unusual caught his attention. A trail of blood stained the dry grass. Tabo's chest tightened. Somewhere, an animal was suffering, possibly on the brink of death. Without hesitation, he pulled over, stepping out of his vehicle and following the fresh blood trail. Each step deepened his concern. Within minutes, he found the source. Lying motionless before him was a magnificent male lion. Its golden mane, once a symbol of dominance, was now matted with blood and dust. Razor-sharp barbed wire coiled tightly around its shoulders and back, biting deep into its flesh, leaving open wounds that oozed dark red. Tabo froze. It was a heartbreaking sight, the king of the wild, ensnared by a crude and merciless trap. But above all, he knew what he had to do. Tabo stepped forward, his heart pounding. A lion, even one in pain, was a powerful predator. Any wrong move could provoke a deadly reaction. But he could not walk away. Slowly, he knelt beside the injured beast, his voice soft, soothing, reassuring. The lion's golden eyes flickered open, filled with pain but devoid of hostility. Perhaps it was too weak to resist, or perhaps, somewhere in its primal instincts, it sensed the ranger's good intentions. With trembling hands, Tabo pulled out a pair of pliers. He carefully began cutting through the barbed wire, each movement precise and deliberate. The sharp snap of metal breaking echoed in the stillness. The lion flinched but did not retaliate. Sweat trickled down Tabo's forehead as he worked, each second feeling like an eternity. It was a delicate dance between man and beast, a fragile balance between trust and danger. One wrong move, and this moment of rescue could turn into tragedy. Finally, the last coil of wire fell away. Tabo wasted no time. He quickly disinfected the wounds and wrapped temporary bandages around the deepest gashes to prevent infection. The lion's body trembled with exhaustion, but something had changed in its eyes, no longer fear, no longer caution, but something resembling relief. Tabo placed a gentle hand on its mane and whispered, "Asani. You are brave." The name Asani, meaning courageous, in Swahili, would mark the extraordinary moment of their fated encounter. Then, like a ghost of the wild, Asani rose, unsteady but determined, and disappeared into the tall grass, leaving behind only bloodstains and broken barbed wire. But he was not truly gone. From that day forward, Tabo was never alone on his patrols. Even when he could not see it, he felt a pair of golden eyes watching from the shadows. Asani never approached too closely, but his presence was undeniable. Occasionally, in the shifting dusk or beyond the swaying grasslands, Tabo caught glimpses of him, silently following. Other rangers noticed too. Some expressed concern, but Tabo reassured them, Asani was no threat. He was a friend, a spirit bound to him by something deeper than instinct. Then, one fateful day, Tabo found himself in grave danger, and Asani proved that their connection was more than just silent companionship. A brutal drought had pushed the wildlife to its limits. In desperation, a herd of elephants had turned aggressive, rampaging through the western region of the park. Trees were uprooted, camps destroyed, and anything in their path was crushed under their immense weight. On this particular afternoon, Tebo was evacuating tourists when the ground beneath him trembled. He turned to see a massive herd of elephants charging, their eyes wild with hunger and fury. The tourists had made it to safety, but Tebo was trapped, behind him, an unforgiving cliff, before him, the unstoppable force of the herd. His heart pounded. There was nowhere to run. Then, piercing through the chaos, a deafening roar split the sky. From the top of a hill, a golden figure surged forward. Asani. With the power of a storm, the lion charged into the fray, his mighty roar challenging the towering giants. The elephants hesitated, startled by the audacity of a lone predator standing in their way. A tense standoff ensued. Asani weaved between them, agile and fearless, drawing their focus away from Tebo. He dodged tusks and thunderous stomps, each movement a calculated act of defiance. But he was one against many, and the battle was grueling. Then came the decisive moment. A powerful swing of an elephant's trunk sent Asani tumbling to the ground. He lay still, his breathing labored. Tebo's breath caught in his throat. But even in weakness, Asani did not surrender. With a final, thunderous roar, he rose again, his golden mane gleaming under the sun. The sheer force of his presence seemed to shake the very air. And at last, the elephants relented. The lead elephant trumpeted one last time before slowly retreating. One by one, the others followed, disappearing into the vast wilderness. Tebo sprinted to Asani's side, kneeling beside his fallen friend. His hands trembled as he stroked the lion's battered mane. "You saved me, Asani. I owe you everything." Asani's eyes, though tired, held firm. He had no regrets. They understood each other, two beings from different worlds, bound by an unspoken vow. After recovering, Asani returned to the wild, but he never truly left. Every evening, on a rocky hill overlooking the plains, he could be seen watching over the ranger he once saved. On moonlit nights, his roar echoed across the Serengeti, a reminder that he was still there, guarding his land, and his friend. The ranger. The king of the wild. Two souls from different worlds, forever intertwined. Their story became legend, passed down through generations, a testament to courage, friendship, and the boundless bond between humanity and nature. And across the endless grasslands of the Serengeti, the tale of Tebo and Asani still lingers, whispered by the wind, eternal and unbreakable. The story of Tebo and Asani conveys deep messages of courage, trust, and the extraordinary bond between humans and nature. From rescuing an injured lion to facing danger together, their friendship is proof that understanding can transcend species boundaries. In life, we often encounter challenging situations that force us to choose between fear and compassion. This story reminds us that kindness can create meaningful and lasting relationships, even in the most unlikely circumstances. Moreover, perseverance and bravery in the face of adversity not only help us overcome obstacles but also inspire those around us. Life is unpredictable, full of uncertainties, but if we hold on to faith and treat everything around us with sincerity, miracles can happen, just like how Tebo and Asani forged an unbreakable bond that became a legend never to be forgotten.